This is New Day Northwest. Now, here's Margaret Larson.
Good morning, everybody. We love food around here. We love new and different things. So how about this? A unique dinner combines a multi-course meal with hip-hop in a very cool way. Here with a preview of his auxiliary dinner. Welcome, Scout P&W's executive chef, Derek Simcik. Hi there. It's good to meet you. This is so cool. So how does this work?
I always like to do stuff that combines two of my loves, food and usually something else. So this one came about, any chef or any kitchen has music playing. In another life, I wish I had musical talent, so why not combine the two?
Yeah.
And I grew up in high school and middle school as an old school hip hop head. So to me, that's kind of where my genre goes, but music was always in my household.
And so the music helped inspire the food,
Correct,
right?
correct.
So this has something to do with Jay-Z's world tour?
Yes, his former world tour DJ is actually, in the music industry, most people there have a love for food.
Right.
And by chance, he also has a love for food, and he does these dinner and a mixtape series. So we teamed up to do that here and
That's
play
awesome.
ode to the legends of hip hop with the food.
That's great. Is there anybody in particular?
Oh, we go through everybody from each coast. We go from Biggie on the east coast to Tupac,
on the west, yes.
Common in the Midwest, and Pimp C down in the south.
How about this?
So we're taking all over the country as well too on that.
Wonderful. So what is the meal?
So what we have here is we're going to demo the dish that's inspired by Pimp C, who's from the south. He's always been known to eat a lot of shrimp. He even says he eats so much shrimp that he gets iodine poisoning. So that's kind of where the inspiration goes from there. So what we're doing is we're going to take a bisque, and we're doing something here that you can do at home. It's a little bit scaled down for the home cook to do than what we're going to be doing for the dinner. But whenever you get prawns, spot prawns are in season, you have the shells that are left over. Most of the times you throw those out. So what are we going to do with it? We're going to make it into a soup here.
That's so great. I love not wasting any food.
Exactly.
How do we know when the prawns or shrimp are right? How do you choose them?
It's when you see them, it's like, smell them. Usually when they smell like a fish should smell, that's usually when they're bad.
Really?
Yeah, you want to have a clean, crisp smell. You don't want them to smell what you think fish smells like.
How about that? Okay,
So
that's
it's a
good
great
to
little
know.
point,
So you've already separated everything out.
Yep, correct.
Where are we?
So we're going to get started with the base right here. So
Okay.
we have the pot getting warm. Nice little trick. We're going to put a little bit of canola oil if you want to help me
The
out
whole
here.
thing here, or
Yeah,
just
put
a
the
little
whole
bit?
thing
Okay.
there. Get that in there before we add about half of the butter,
Okay.
which we can do here.
We'll partner up.
Yeah. And then we'll
I
get
like it
that-
when we have extra, though.
There you go.
always
Well, we're
good
going
to
to need
have-
the butter for later.
I'm glad to hear it.
So butter makes everything better, right?
It does. It does.
So if you add a little bit of the oil first, it helps keep the butter fat solids from burning.
So you don't
it's
get
a nice little
brown.
trick. Exactly.
Okay,
it just
good.
helps like the time aspect on that. So while that's going on, what we're going to do here then is we're going to actually add a little bit of the shells. So these are the leftover shells from the
Those
prawn.
are beautiful.
And then we're going to just add a handful of them in there.
That smells good.
And then we're going to give that a stir. So while we're doing this,
So we're just getting the flavor into the...
Well, we're going to leave them in here.
We're going to leave them?
Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of a very old school classic French way of making a bisque.
Okay.
So we're going to leave these in here. And what you're doing is basically roasting them in the pan. So you're going to add some color to them, get them a little red. Depending on the prawn, it could be clear and they'll turn red and pink, or they'll be blue. But when they get to that color, that's when you want to throw them in here.
Okay.
So while that's going on, then we're going to add our mirepoix, or our mix of our celery, onion, and carrots.
Whole
right
thing?
here. Yeah, the whole thing in there.
Here, I'll let you
Totally.
spin them in there. I cook with my hands, but we might not want to do that on TV.
Oh, totally okay.
There we go.
There we go. So we're going to have this going on.
I just know that's the base of something wonderful because
Oh,
it
yeah.
smells so good.
So we just get that going while that's sauteing, or basically just cooking down, rendering the vegetables until they're soft.
Okay. How long does that take?
Maybe about 2 to 3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes?
Normally, but here on TV, we want to speed things up a little bit.
Well, while that's cooking, let's just take a look at the other thing you brought, because that's a finished dish and it looks
Correct.
amazing.
So this is for, obviously you have to go big for the big legend. So
Right.
this is the course for Biggie.
I was going to say, that's got to be Biggie's, a big piece of meat.
Yeah, well, one of his favorite dishes was T-bone steak.
Oh my goodness.
So what we did here is we actually took some Wagyu beef that we then dry aged for about 2 weeks with duck fat. And then we cooked it for about 3 days.
Seriously?
Correct, correct.
So it's like super, super soft.
Oh, super. And then it's, you have, we're here in the Pacific Northwest, it's mushroom season, so we have a little chanterelle ragu.
Right.
The canals or the little shapes of this right here is actually barbecue kabocha squash. So we charred the whole squash on the grill until it gets
Right.
blackened on the outside, cut it in half, scoop that out, puree it with just a little bit of vinegar and oil, and that's it.
I was not hungry before we started this, but now I'm just dying. So how's this doing?
This is doing really well. So while we got this going on, let's add the tomato paste to this.
Okay.
This is going to add that that yellow or that orange color that you normally see in like a bisque when you get a lobster bisque or a crab bisque. You get a lot of that color from this and the shells.
Now you mentioned that this is something that's adapted to home cooks. How would you do this differently in your own your professional kitchen?
Well, when we do the plate up, you're going to see it's more of the finishing aspect of garnishing the dish itself is how it's going to be a little bit different. The base recipe is something that I would do at home on that aspect.
And can you make a lot of this and freeze it?
You could totally do that, especially nowadays with food savers. You get an airtight seal. You can individually portion it, put them in the freezer, and then when you're ready, take it out, put it in a little warm water to warm it up in the bag, and just cut the bag and pour it right into the
I am
bowl.
lazy, and
So
that sounds
totally
right
able
up
to do
my
that.
alley. Yeah. Plus, a bisque is just so good for this kind of weather. And
Totally.
we've just turned. We've gone, from the sunshine to. I looked at the 15-day forecast, and oddly, there were raindrops across the entire 2 weeks. So
Totally.
it's
And-
bisque season.
And also with being in the Pacific Northwest, you don't necessarily, you have spot prawns you can use. You can also use Dungeness crab shells, the lake shells from that. So there's utilization of so many different creatures here that you could utilize that for too as well.
Okay,
So
what
this is
happens
going-
next?
So what we're going to do now is add some, we have here
is
some
that?
Jamaican rum.
This just gets better and better.
I mean, come on, you got to start every morning with a
Yes.
little bit of booze.
Oh my God. And bisques really like that,
Yeah.
right?
And
Just
you-
a little bit.
A little bit, and you want to use something that's brown and a little bit sweet. So the Jamaican rum here adds a sweetness. Traditionally, you'd use brandy.
Right.
Sometimes
Cognac, maybe?
Cognac even. Sometimes I'm a Southern boy, so I use bourbon a lot.
Why not?
So it's just anything that lends to that flavor that you're looking for. You're going to add a little bit of that. That's
Okay.
just going to help deglaze the bottom of it or take any of the browns that happen.
And what's happening
so
here?
So we add some rice. So one of the things about bisques that people are like, oh, it's like a chowder. And a general rule, it's not always true, is you can look at a chowder's thickened with potatoes, a bisque is thickened with rice.
Okay.
So that's our rice part that's going to help thicken it.
So it's just going to cook up and get in there and be
Correct.
some volume for us.
So we're going to add this, and then we want to add the little bit of stock and lemon juice we have right there. Go
All
ahead.
of it?
All of it.
Okay.
We're going to do this.
I've got my hand on the butter whenever
then-
you're ready.
We're going to add the cream.
Okay. That's not a ton of cream. That's okay.
Yeah, totally okay.
Slow carb. Everybody needs a good fat in their diet. Look at that. It's already coming together.
Correct. And then we're going to do this, and then we add all the salt
All the salt.
that's in there.
Oops. It doesn't want to come out. There we go.
There we go. And then a pinch of the cayenne.
I was hoping it wasn't the whole thing.
Oh,
That
no,
looked
no,
like
no,
that
no.
was going to be a lot. There we go.
So
What a
basically what
beautiful
we'll
color.
do here is, this is where we'll probably stop right here, and you would let this simmer until everything comes together and
Mm-hmm.
it's all soft. And then what you do here is you take this with the rest of your butter and you would blend it in the blender all together, and then through a fine mesh strainer, strain it out, and that's when you get this beautiful
Look at that.
finished product right here that we have.
That is perfect.
And
That
then-
looks so good. And then how do you dish it up?
So
what
that's
do you do?
what we're going to do here. So what we'll have here is we got the bowl, and we have a little bit of
You're going to need a bigger bowl.
we have a little bit of whipped creme fraiche that we put a little bit of. So creme fraiche is kind of like sour cream. in a way.
Yeah, but you're putting it in the bottom.
Correct. We'll do a little bit of that, and then what we have here is some, again, caviar.
He's got caviar.
Nice little trick to always remember when using caviar: do not use a metal spoon if it's true caviar. The metal spoon will add a metallic flavor and
Okay,
react to the
good to
caviar.
know.
So if you don't have a mother of pearl spoon, a plastic spoon works just as fine. Something
Okay.
that's non-reactive.
Yes, on my many nights when I'm eating caviar, I will remember that.
And then what we'll do here is take the soup.
You guys would do this at home, right? Doesn't this look like something that's not hard?
No, it's not. It's super easy and it's inexpensive. And
There you go.
So here's the
And then
meat.
what happens on top?
This is the meat that's been lightly poached of the shrimp.
You're killing me here. This looks so good. And look at that. Your family will not know what happened. They will not know what hit them. That is amazing. So the auxiliary dinner is tomorrow night, right?
Correct.
And what can people expect?
So it's actually a whole day event around music and the love of it. A lot of old school elements of hip hop. The DJ is one of them. Hence DJ Neil Armstrong coming.
Wonderful.
But behind that is also the love of what a DJ does is going through record stores. And what we're doing is a pop-up record store in the actual restaurant Scout during the day.
Oh, wow.
With a DJ spinning. You can come in, peruse through the records, listen to some of them, buy them if you want to. And we'll have some streetwear to be purchased as well. The whole community of the music aspect will be there.
That's great.
Then the dinner will start at 6:30, taking you through the journey, where Neil has produced a mixtape to go with the courses as well. And then when that's done around 8:30, doors will open up at 7 on the rooftop, and then we'll have an after party up there where people can still show up at the door and purchase their entry fee there, and we'll have an after party on the rooftop where Neil will be a 2-hour set.
That sounds like the best day ever. What a good idea. Thank you so much. This smells fantastic. The auxiliary dinner is tomorrow night, 6:30 at Scout P&W in the Thompson Hotel, which is great. The after party moves upstairs to the super swank rooftop bar, The Nest, starting at 8:30. Ticket information for both events is posted on our website. And a bonus, everybody in the audience is getting tickets to Scout, gift cards rather, to Scout P&W. So you're going to get to go and have a wonderful, wonderful meal. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm just trying to soak it in. When we come back, what the documents from the newly released JFK files did and did not reveal, historian Felix Bunnell joins us next.
This New Day cooking segment brought to you by Ferguson Bath Kitchen and Lighting Gallery, powered by Electrolux.